Welcome to the Stack Shack Sports Show. It's bracket time. Bracket time. Little bonus episode here. Just got off the live stream. Had a great conversation with all of you there. Yeah, definitely make sure you're subscribed and you got the notifications on because you don't want to miss when I go live. It's a fun time out there in the live stream. But we didn't make a bracket yet, and so I thought I'd record a video here. A little bonus content, and let's just make a bracket here. College football playoff. I'm excited. Starts tonight. Yeah, let's get into the predictions here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna make this bigger. Let's go through it. Let's look at the top of the bracket. So, James Madison, Oregon. I actually kind of like a James Madison cover here. But Oregon's winning that game. Like, come on, at Autzen? Are you kidding me? There's no way James Madison wins that game. Honestly, like, does Phil Knight just go scorched earth if they lose that game? It's very possible. All right, so you got Oregon, Texas Tech. Let's go through the first round games, and then we'll go to second, and we'll do it that way. Alabama, Oklahoma. If you watched the live stream today, you know I'm on Oklahoma. I got a sneaking suspicion Oklahoma's going to win this one big. Oklahoma -1 is the odds. I think this is like 21. So I don't know, 21-point cover maybe. Obviously Indiana with a bye. Tulane, Ole Miss, they already played this year. I actually really like Tulane as a cover. I think it would just be so funny if they won. And it's just a total middle finger to the SEC and everybody saying that we shouldn't have them in the playoff because, you know, they don't deserve to be there or whatever. Complete BS, by the way. I don't think they're gonna win. Like, to be honest, I gotta be reasonable here. But I kind of like a cover here. You know, no Lane Kiffin. I think there's one of two ways this is going to go. Number one, you get an Ole Miss team that is still reeling a little bit, not quite firing on all cylinders. They've had a lot going on. Maybe they're a little extra tired or whatever. And Tulane makes it close. Or there's a world, I do see there's a world where Ole Miss comes out real pissed off because their coach left them and says, hey, screw you, Lane Kiffin. We don't need you, and we're going to show you that we don't need you. And they beat Tulane by 1 million. So, yeah, I'm on Ole Miss to win. I do think if you were betting, I don't think Tulane covering's a terrible idea. But we're going to find out really fast. It's going to be, this pick is actually, I think, going to be really difficult for me, because I'm not sure which Ole Miss team we're going to get. This could be an Ole Miss team that is like that Ohio State team last year where they lose to Michigan and then they're just ticked off and they absolutely roll everybody, literally everybody. So yeah, that's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I'm not sure what Ole Miss team. I wish I could pick this game after seeing them play Tulane. Because if I see them boat race Tulane, then I might feel like Ole Miss over Georgia. All right, Miami, Texas A&M. In Texas A&M, I think Texas A&M gets it. I think their defense is destructive enough. I think Reed bounces back from not his best game against Texas. And I think at home, 12th man, it's really hard to win on the road in Texas A&M. It's very difficult to win. And so, yeah, I don't think Miami is gonna pull off that victory. All right, back to the top of the bracket. Oregon, Texas Tech. This is actually, I think, a really interesting game. How good is Oregon is a tough question. They beat Penn State in Penn State at a time we were like, oh, I think Oregon's really good. That's a tough place to play. Penn State's a top-ranked team. Obviously, we found out what happened there. But Penn State is not a top-ranked team. They are not the best team, one of the best teams in the Big Ten. I lost to Northwestern. Come on, guys. So that loss, or that win, I should say, doesn't look quite as good Then Indiana goes to Oregon and beats them. That was a huge win. And that still is a huge win. And Indiana, obviously has now won the Big Ten. I think that loss doesn't look as bad, right, for Oregon. If Indiana would have stumbled a little bit down the stretch, we might have been wondering about this Oregon team. But they didn't. So their only real loss, right, is to the number one team in the country who just won the Big Ten. That's tough to have an issue with. So it's difficult to say how good Oregon is. Texas Tech, I think, is pretty good. Obviously, they spent the money this year. Man, it's a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Oregon. I think they're going to be a little bit more prepared. They're a team that's been in a few more of these types of situations. And just looking at BYU and Texas Tech, which was a close game at the beginning, Oregon's definitely better than BYU, and I think Oregon wins that. I do think Texas Tech is like the most not talked about 4 team in the country ever. Like, they're very good. They're very good. Their only loss is when they didn't have their quarterback, and their quarterback's definitely playing in the college football playoff. All right, Oklahoma, Indiana. Indiana's going to clear this. It's not going to be particularly close. I don't think Oklahoma's defense is going to do some things, but Indiana's got a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, and they can play defense too, and I don't think Oklahoma can do anything about it. Ole Miss, Georgia, I already previewed it a little bit because I think Ole Miss, depending on the team, I think this is a dangerous Ole Miss team if they're pissed off. This is tough. I'm going to go Ole Miss. I'm going to guess that they are pissed off. And I'm going to guess that Tulane, even if they don't play super well, Tulane, I think they're going to get past, and it's going to serve as a good, warm-up game for Georgia matchup coming next. So I think Ole Miss gets that. It's really, can I also just complain a little more? I'm just going to complain just a little more. Just let me have this. I don't like that Ole Miss and Georgia are playing. I don't like that Ole Miss and Tulane are playing. Can I have I don't really like that Alabama and Oklahoma are playing. I wish I had matchups that, like Oregon, Texas Tech is exciting to me. Ole Miss, Georgia again? We've seen this. They're both SEC teams. We see this all the time. Like, ugh. A little bit frustrating. All right, Texas Tech or Texas A&M, Ohio State. Don't everybody calm down. Calm down. Take a deep breath, everybody. I think Texas Tech wins, or Texas A&M wins this game. I think Texas A&M is better than Ohio State. I know. Clown me in the comments if you want to. Oh gosh, I set up another SEC game. Maybe I should have just picked this, just so I didn't have to see that again. I do think actually Ohio State matches up pretty well against Ole Miss. Texas A&M, Ole Miss. That's going to be a fun one. And Oregon, Indiana, little rematch. I think Indiana wins that. I think Ole Miss wins this. Go Indiana victory? I think so. I think that's where I'm going. I don't know. Come on. I can't go straight favorites all the way across. I think if any of the underdog teams are going to make a run, it's going to be Ole Miss. Man, do I do this? I think I'm switching my vote. Ohio State wins this game. Ole Miss makes a run. I don't want to have 2 teams making runs. I don't like the 6-7. Oh gosh, I just said it. All right. I don't want the 6 versus 7 matchup there. I would prefer having Ohio State there, I think. Okay. But I still have... Ooh, do I want Ole Miss over Ohio State? Neat. The fear of the comments over having that Ole Miss Texas A&M matchup is Yeah, that's problematic. You got me thinking now. Yeah, no, I like this. There it is. There's my bracket. We'll zoom out so you can see the whole thing at once here. Oh, we gotta go one more. Yeah, it was fine. Ohio State's on a bye. There you go. You got Oregon winning a couple games, losing to Indiana again. Now that you could put Oregon in there. I don't hate that. It's tough to beat a team twice, and I think Oregon and their quarterback are pretty good. Oklahoma winning. I got Indiana rolling. I think Indiana's the best team in the country. I think we're gonna get an angry Ole Miss team, and that's why I'm giving them a little run. I think they're gonna go on a run, but I don't think they're gonna be able to overcome Indiana. There's my bracket. Just a quick banger bonus episode for y'all. Thank you for watching. If you got to this point, leave me a comment down below what your bracket is. I'm going to be Stack Shack Sports here on ESPN Brackets. You can come find me. That'll be a fun way to follow along. And yeah, we'll see you next time.